Greetings, fellow Earthlings. This is Dave Smith with another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. In this episode, I want to talk about the term conspiracy theory and how that term has been kind of hijacked. Super excited to announce that we are on over 20 audio podcast platforms now. So you should be able to find And Another Thing with Dave on your favorite podcast platform. All right, let's dig into this. So the term conspiracy theory has been kind of hijacked. The CIA used that term to describe people who were questioning the official explanation of the Kennedy assassination back in the 70s. 60s, late 60s, excuse me. So, you never want to trust the CIA too much, so that's the origins of the term. So a conspiracy happens all the time, right? Conspiracy is three people working in concert for a mutual goal. So those things, conspiracies happen all the time. We know the weapons of mass destruction conspiracy was proven, right? George Bush's lie about the weapons of mass destruction. We know hands down that was proven. Big, huge conspiracy and lie. Perpetuated by all of the lamestream media. All of the media outlets. ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and Fox. They're all owned. So the majority of our news outlets, whether it be television, radio, print, are all owned by 6 corporations. Do a little research about that. So none of them are anti-war. You're never going to get an anti-war opinion through the mainstream media. It's not to say that they're lying. It's just to say that they'll omit certain stories because it doesn't fit the narrative, right? Okay, so to reel back into proven conspiracies, I've made a little list here, and I want to kind of go through them. And I've just gone to DuckDuckGo here to get a brief description of each one of these. So I just wanted to make it super simple, just a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different conspiracies that anybody can search up on DuckDuckGo and learn a little bit more about. So the first of these is the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Don't know if you heard about this, but it was the military testing syphilis on unknowing soldiers, the Tuskegee Airmen. So the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, the U.S. Public Health Service syphilis study at Tuskegee was a clinical study conducted between 1932 and 1972 by the United States Public Health Service. The purpose of this study was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis. The African American men in the study were only told they were receiving free health care from the federal government of the United States. They were not told that they were given syphilis. They were not treated for syphilis, and syphilis was let to run its course so that they could see what the disease did to people. Horrible. Horrible. Then we have Operation Paperclip. Not sure if you're familiar with this, but NASA was actually started when the U.S. government smuggled 1,600, top German Nazi scientists out of Nazi Germany to, rocket scientists to work on NASA. And that was the origins of NASA. So, once again, DuckDuckGo search, Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip was a secret program of the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, largely carried out by special agents of the Army CIC, which I don't know what that is, in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians, such as Werner von Braun and his V-2 rocket team, were taken from Germany to the United States. So, there's another one, a pretty huge one, that's proven. So, then we get to a big one here. Operation Northwoods. Operation Northwoods was a proposed false flag operation against the Cuban government that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense and Joint Chiefs of Staff. When the United States government in 1962 the proposal called for the Central Intelligence Agency or other U.S. agencies to bomb U.S. cities and to fly an airplane into U.S. skyscrapers, and to blame that on the Cuban government to then justify war with Cuba. So kind of like what happened on 9/11, but back in 1962. So, pretty wild, right? Then we've got Operation MK Ultra. Project MK Ultra, also known as the CIA Mind Control Program, is the code name given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. And that one gets horribly deep. The CIA was trying to break people's minds, to destroy their minds, so that they could then plant memories, right? So basically they're trying to create a Manchurian candidate, a human robot that they could have do hideous things like assassinations or whatever, and then that they would have amnesia and no memory of that. And oddly enough, Sirhan Sirhan, the guy that killed Robert Kennedy, said he thinks he might be one of these people because he has absolutely no recollection of the event itself. He remembers beforehand and afterwards, but no memory of actually shooting Robert Kennedy. So that's interesting. There was also cases where they worked with, and this was nationwide, right? Nationwide. They tested electric shock and LSD on unknowing prisoners, on people that went to go see prostitutes. So they had prostitutes on the CIA payroll that would slip unknowing Johns a bunch of LSD, and then they would film it with hidden cameras. Like horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. And this is proven, and it went on for years. I did a whole podcast about MK Ultra, actually, so if you want to delve deeper into that one, you can listen to my podcast on that. And then we've got Operation COINTELPRO, which is the counterintelligence program. And here's the DuckDuckGo explanation. COINTELPRO is a series of covert and illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation aimed at surveying, infiltrating, discrediting, disrupting domestic American political organizations. Excuse me. So, Operation COINTELPRO was basically to spy on any left-leaning organization, left-leaning political organization, left-leaning college campuses, left-leaning professors and student groups, environmental groups, the Black Panthers, and this program was outed when 4 people actually broke into the FBI headquarters and stole a bunch of records. So this program was outed in the CIA's own language with their own paperwork. I did a podcast on this one as well on COINTELPRO. If you want to delve deeper into this, definitely check out that episode, that podcast. But this is fascinating. You know, these 4 people broke into the FBI, revealing this program. And what they revealed is that Ronald Reagan actually was a spy for the FBI, ratting out left-leaning actors in Hollywood, and that's how, you know, that him becoming governor was actually the FBI returning a favor, you know, doing him a solid after they worked for him, and propelling him into a future of, you know, a political career, which went on to be presidency, as we all know. But yeah, they infiltrated and assassinated the Black Panthers. They infiltrated the Earth First environmental group, and just brutal tactics, just brutal, criminal. You know, it says right there, covert and illegal projects. Covert and illegal, with our taxpayer money. And in this program, in the FBI's own records, they say they'll never allow a progressive political group to take power in the United States. So is that fascism or what? There's an element of the government, the deep state, saying they'll never allow a progressive government to take power in the United States, even if it's the public's will. So are they saying that So are they saying that if Bernie Sanders would have been elected, they would have assassinated him, like they did Martin Luther King? Because, the Martin Luther King assassination was tied back to the FBI. And, they basically said it right there in COINTELPRO that, not going to let a progressive, socialist-leaning public grassroots movement take power. So what better way than to take out the leaders of that organization? Right? And then, if you folks want to delve deeper into some of these things on your own, there's some other ones I suggest looking into. And Bill Gates is another one. So the Corbett Report on YouTube. Look up Corbett Report. Who is Bill Gates? So that's available on YouTube. Meet Bill Gates, a Corbett Report, full 4 parts. It's a brilliant expose on who is Bill Gates. We've been told this guy was a software guru and this and that. Well, it turns out he didn't even develop any of the software. In this documentary expose, really, they have a clip of Bill Gates in his own words saying, so what happened is Steve Jobs basically broke into Xerox and stole their technology. So his analogy, they both stole their technology from Xerox, Apple and Microsoft. And Bill Gates' explanation was this. So it was as if Steve Jobs broke in through the window and stole the stereo and left the window open, and then I went in and I stole the TV. So he admits it right there. So both of those businesses should have been shut down, and Xerox should be the reigning champion of the computer world, but somehow, hideous corruption was enabled to reign supreme in that one. So fantastic 4-part expose by Corbett. Meet Bill Gates, a Corbett Report, full 4 parts on YouTube. All right, well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. If you're digging what I'm doing, picking up what I'm throwing down, please do. Subscribe, follow, share with friends, post on your social media, chime into the conversation. Check out the new Stereo app. It's a wonderful way to have a live radio show with people from all over the world. Listeners can call in, and find me on stereo at And Another Thing. Peace out.